Hello everyone, welcome back. So first, let's take a look at the overall structure of the project. So the project can be categorized into two parts. The first part, we talk about the front-end part that the user will be using. It's pretty much like the facade that the user go to your website and then browse items and add items to cart and then check out. So that's the front end part. And then we have the back end part. So in the back end part, the administrator will come into play. So he will monitor the product list and add a new product, modify the product information. You can also delete product. So we're trying to separate the front end and back end in this project. So that is to say, we're gonna use two different services for serving the front end and back end. So there are a lot of benefits come into play. If you use one server, like in my previous course, build an e-commerce, so there's some good side, like you don't have to maintain two separate servers, right? You don't have to maintain two separate projects, but it's kind of like everything is bundled together, and once say there's something wrong with the one server, the other part will be paused or stopped as well. So if we separate that to parts in different servers, we basically decouple them and separate the concerns. But of course, we're gonna have some trade-off. Say for example, in order to maintain the same database, we have two parts connect to the same database. And on the one side, we are maintaining some of the instances and entities. On the other side, we in the say for example in the front end, we are maintaining some books, right? And we need to have those entities in our code. In the back end, we need to do some of the same code for those instances, say entities. So this will create two versions of duplicate code. So this usually arouse some questions like data integrity thing. But fortunately, in the small or medium size of e-commerce, this is probably fine. We only need to maintain the same copies of domain models in the two parts. Okay. So first, let's take a look at our modules we're going to be developing in this project. And the first one is the My Account module that is at the front end part, which is the bookstore part. So we have the My Account module, which can be divided into two parts. So we have the guest part and the user part. A guest is a user that hasn't logged in. So for this guest, we have some different options. Say, if he already possesses the username and password, he can log in. And if he hasn't, he can create a new account. And if he forget his password, he can use the forget password method to retrieve the password. So whenever a user trying to create an account, there will be a email automatically sent out to the user's registered email, and then user can log in that email to confirm on the email address, and then update his information, say first name, last name, password, etc. And after that, he can use the login functionality to log in. In case he forget a password, you can input the email address, and then there will be a email sent to him, and he can access the email to retrieve password. So this is pretty much like the the e-commerce website that you see out there that use the email confirmation functionality extensively. And then if the user log in, the My Account module will provide the access for your profile, the user's profile, and the user's billing information, shipping information, and order history. So profile includes something like first name, last name, username, email, password, something like that. The billing basically is that there will be different billing, information, say credit card information binding to the user. So user can add multiple credit cards to himself, and then later he can use that credit card to check out the products. And of course, shipping is the shipping address that's binding to the user. So user can have multiple, addresses of the two, and he can choose whatever he prefers in the later part. The order history will display the orders that user has placed, and also the user can check the detailed information of the order, each order that he has placed. So this is the My Account module. The next one is the Browse Book module. So in general, we should have the ability to provide a list of the book that we have. And in this book list, we have some general information, say the book cover picture and book title and the pages, some of the brief summary and things like that. And the user can do some of the search to find books that he wants. He can search by category, or he can search by the keywords in the book title, or do some fuzzy search, like any words that appear in either book title, author's name, or description, etc. And once the user finds a book that he's interested, he can view the detailed information of the book, which is a zoomed version of the book. It will see more details like publisher and how heavy will be the book and how many pages, the complete description of the book. And also the user will see whether the book is available or not. Depending on the stock amount, we're going to display different numbers. So if the stock number is greater than 10, we're going to have the book just say it's in stock. If it's less than 10, we're going to say the corresponding number. Say if you have 5, we'll say 5 in stock. And if it's not available, like there's 0 in stock, so we just say it's unavailable right now until later we can change it after we reorder the books from the publisher. And of course, if I want to proceed to check out a book, I need to add the book to the shopping cart, right? So that brings us the shopping cart functionality. So for a shopping cart, we need to deal with the cart item, right? So whatever books we added to shopping cart should appear in the shopping cart. And for this cart item, we can retrieve the detailed information, we can modify the quantity, we can delete the item as we want. Okay? And after that, we can proceed to checkout. We're gonna deal with the shipping information, billing, and payment. We can retrieve the default one, or we use a different method that we had previously, or we can just completely type in what we want. And after the order has been submitted, there will be a order confirmation email sent out to the user, and the user can view the summary information of the order that he has placed. Okay. So that's a brief look of the bookstore front-end part. The backend will have the admin portal. So it basically deals with the book management. So what we can do at the backend is that we can add a book, update book, and delete book, and that's pretty much what we need. So in the backend, we'll deal with whatever books with the database, and then those books will be retrieved in front-end to display. Okay, so that's the general architecture of this whole project, and this is pretty much a 1,000 meters high overview. All right, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.